Hi, today we're going to talk about 4 landlord mistakes that you need to avoid. Number 1 is screening your tenants. I cannot emphasize more on this item. It's very important to screen your tenants. Well, some people are getting scared once they put their unit for rent. The first application that they get, they're like, okay, we're going to accept it because we do not want to pay the mortgage on our own. But it's very important to make sure that's the right tenant, because having your tenant out will be so difficult, will take so much money and effort from you. So it's to save you from all those headaches, just screen your tenant properly. So what do we do to screen the tenants? There are some items that you need to check. First one is credit reports, not just credit score, because it will show you the payment habits, and like generally makes you understand how they're paying, make payments, or their debts generally. So it's better than credit score, because credit score is just a number, but report will actually show you their habits of payments. Another item that we ask for is their employment letter, pay stubs, to make sure that they have a steady income, so you would know if they're able to pay your rent. Number 3 is reference check. Make sure that you call the numbers that they provide. It's either their employer or previous landlord, whatever that it is. Call them, make sure it's valid. Do not skip this step, because as I said before, letting a bad tenant out, it's very difficult. So to save yourself time and money, make sure that you screen it properly. So some people hire agents to help them to rent their unit, so the agents would usually do this screening for them. But if you want to do it on your own, there are some websites that can help you to screen your tenants. One of them is Neighborly. I believe it's $25 per application. You send an email, technically they will send an email to your tenant, they will ask them for some information, and they will do the screening for you. So it's very important, do not miss this step. Number 2 is to have an active presence, and by that I mean do proper inspections once or twice a year. If your tenants know that you are an active landlord and you are doing inspections, they will take a better care of your property, because you know that you're there, you'll see if there are any damages, and you also take care of the damages right away if there are any. So it will save you a lot of money later on if your tenants move out, and if there is like a serious damage in the house, then you have to take care of it. An example of it was that there was a tenant that they had a gap by the edge of the bathtub, but they never reported it to their landlord, and the landlord never did an inspection. So once the tenants moved out, what happened was, over time, every time that they were taking a shower, the moisture was going through the wall and it was causing mold. It was something very easy to take care of at the beginning, but after 1 year, when the tenants moved out, there were mold in the walls, and the landlord was left with this bathroom to take care of. So it was very costly for them. So something very easy to take care of, it ended up to cost them so much money. Inspections are there to help you to save money and have an active presence. Number 3 is to treat it as a business. This is not a hobby. So it's a business. Everyone has to follow the contract and respect it. That's the only way that it should be. If your tenant is late to pay your rent, based on whatever definition of late is in your contract, submit your N4s right away, because it will save you so much money at the end. Obviously, because of COVID, you have to be understanding of like why they're late on the payments and like those sort of things. But this is a business. You need to submit it, because N4 is the first step that you take to go to landlord-tenant board. And before COVID, the wait time was like almost 6 months, and now it's longer. So if you have someone who is not paying their rent and you cannot let them go, then you will lose a lot of money. Because what we have to understand is that obviously people might have difficulty to pay their rent, but that house has a mortgage. So if the tenant is not paying the rent, the landlord has to pay the mortgage. So both parties have to be very understanding of this situation. Respect the contract. Once there's a late payment, submit your N4s right away. The last item is to be available 24/7. And by that I mean, if your tenant contacted you about a break, when something goes wrong, or if there's an emergency, make sure that you reply them in a timely manner, especially if it's an emergency. Take care of it right away. I do not mean that you actually physically go there and take a look and take care of it, because a lot of us cannot do like plumbing or those sort of things. All you need to do is to Google online for 5 minutes, send a technician or a professional to go there, take care of it, and they'll send you an invoice right away. Some issues like leaks, you need to take care of it right away before it gets worse. Well, I hope you find this video helpful and you learn from other people's mistakes and you do not make it on your own as a landlord. If you have any questions about this video or about renting your property, feel free to schedule a call with me. My website is down below and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Thank you so much to stay with me till the end of this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.